was 12 of 14 from the field. You see the breakdown for Fudd, and Caitlin Clark held in check in the third quarter. Scoreless in the third, Holly Rowe.
Well, Caitlin Clark was just the voice in that huddle for Iowa that told her team, look, our offense was flowing when our defense was getting stops. We win this fourth quarter by getting stops right now. And then she said, hey, I've got a girl glued to my face at every moment. Somebody come and help me. Set a back screen. That helps get you open. We've got to have more movement and get this person off of me that's glued onto me right now.
That glued girl is Nika Mule.
Based on my experience, it's never good to have anything glued to your face. And a great decision. Get the ball inside to Czinano. That gives Clark a second to relax and where you want to go to hit your high percentage look.
Czinano with the basket on one, and Mule doesn't gamble to get the rebound as Marshall picks it up for Iowa. Warnock ran out of room. Mule, good help, forces a turnover. Ducharme, Mule finds Fudd.
What a next level pass though by Nika Mule across her body to the other side of the floor.
How about Mule's work on the other end here defensively against Caitlin Clark, who works hard to get to the free throw line, looking for her first points of the second half.
We saw Iowa have success in the second quarter when they were able to push in transition and get open looks in the secondary. And here, Caitlin Clark pushing in transition again.
Clark now 4 for 6 from the free throw line. Foul on Mule, her second personal foul. First points of the second half for Clark. So Warnock will check in. Big spot here for the freshman, Hannah Stuelke, who comes into the game for Iowa.
And I think Nika Mule was frustrated last possession. I think she thought that Caitlin Clark may have shuffled her feet inside.
Ducharme, three-point attempt won't drop for Lopez Seneschal, and Czinano has a rebound.
And Iowa back to the zone that was so effective in the first half.
Clark leans in, can't get it. The freshman comes up big on the offensive glass. Stuelke.
I really like Stuelke. Watching games early in this season, this is a freshman with a lot of promise.
Fudd. Clark got hands in there. Ducharme.
Much like the first half against the zone as well, missing three-point looks.
Marshall back out to Clark. 2 minutes gone by here in the fourth quarter. 2-point lead for Iowa. Tell Clark loves that matchup with Ducharme, but she just does not love what's happened outside the three-point line today. 0 for 8.
It is a good job by Aaliyah Edwards to hedge until Ducharme could recover.
You just saw the frustration. You see that look of frustration. Caitlin Clark, Gabby Marshall trying to keep her up. Caitlin talking to herself a little bit after missing another 3. 19 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists for Clark. Big screen set by Mule. Fudd can't connect. UConn's gone cold here, and a foul is called on Iowa.
Stuelke knowing she needs to box out, keep Connecticut off the glass. Trying to do that here, but has the arm out, impeding Aaliyah Edwards.
Off the hands of Lopez Seneschal, turnover, Connecticut, Iowa ball. Turnovers for the Huskies, 8 for Iowa. Back and forth showdown here for the Phil Knight Legacy Championship in Portland. Stuelke, Czinano, Martin wide open for another 3.
Here's Aunt Julie. She has had a masterful game. Kate has, not Aunt Julie.
I think Aunt Julie's loving it too. Fudd answers with a corner 3 for UConn. Back and forth we go. 21 for AZ Fudd, 19 coming in the second half. Martin, who established a new career high. Her previous career high, 19. She's got 20. Czinano leans in on Edwards, and a blocking foul is called.
Wow. This looks absolutely like an offensive foul to me. Watch how Czinano lowers her shoulder right into Aaliyah Edwards. Edwards, you can be moving your feet. Wow, I am stunned that that was not called an offensive foul. Aaliyah Edwards moving her feet, staying vertical. Wow.
Well, in a weird twist, I was at Iowa last year during football season, and I stopped in to watch the Iowa women's basketball lift weights. Monica Czinano is an absolute beast in the weight room. They lift such heavy weights. I was incredibly impressed with how strong this team is. Their athletic strength and performance coach, Lindsay Allen, does a great job with them, but you saw Monica's strength on that. Put the shoulder down. They are so impressive. They blew me away in the weight room.
Holly, you never stop working. You never, ever stop working.
That's partying for Holly Rowe. A much-needed answer from Aaliyah Edwards there.
Edwards with the hoop. 18 points now for Aaliyah Edwards. 20 is her season high, came against NC State. Clark turned it over. Stolen by Ducharme, but then given away, and Iowa gets it right back.
Couple big defensive plays by Gabby Marshall in this game. That's the second time we've seen her get a steal in the backcourt here. We saw her disrupt AZ Fudd a few possessions ago. She has been solid.
It's what she does. 50 steals or more in each of the last 2 seasons. Ducharme finding her game here for Connecticut.
Best Ducharme has looked all season.
She's got 8. 1-point game. Clark to Marshall. Edwards.
Aaliyah Edwards hedged out to trap on Caitlin Clark and still was able to recover for that defensive board.
Ducharme, extra pass. Lou Lopez, Seneschal, drains the 3. Mule knocked it off of Stolke's leg. Connecticut basketball.
The defense for Connecticut the last couple of possessions has been absolutely stellar. And let's start with their big, Aaliyah Edwards. Jumping out here, trapping Caitlin Clark, and then what? Sprints back to get that defensive board. That is just sheer effort by the junior.
Inside of 5 to play. Edwards lost the handle, got it back. And got 2.
All we expected, Eric. All we expected from this game.
You asked Monica Czinano and Caitlin Clark yesterday what they hope to accomplish here today. And they just wanted to show how much fun this game is, how high a level it's played at. And I think we have seen that here today. There's Ducharme on the defensive end against Martin. Fudd, hesitation, kick. For 2. Lopez Seneschal's into double figures now with an 11. Run for UConn.
Talk about fun. Did you see the smile on Lopez Seneschal's face after draining that shot?
We are just getting started here in Portland for championship games today, including the championship game for the Phil Knight Invitational. It comes up 7:30 Eastern time on ESPN2. North Carolina and Iowa State, a top 10 showdown then, a top 10 showdown now that has not disappointed, and we've got 4:15 to go. UConn on a run right now to stretch it out to a 6-point game.
And what normally happens in these moments, in big games that are tight late, a player steps up and has a magical finish or makes some big shots. And of course, for Iowa, Caitlin Clark's the most likely candidate, and for Connecticut, AZ Fudd is. It's why both of them are in the conversation. I know it's early, but in the conversation for Player of the Year.
Clark with 19 points, but it's Martin leading the way with 20, a career high. AZ Fudd with 21 to pace UConn. Edwards right behind her with 20. Iowa basketball out of the timeout. Martin against Ducharme.
Trying to overload the right side of the floor to get a touch for Czinano.
Clark to Martin. Martin, tough drive. No, Ducharme with the rebound. Ducharme with 8 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists in her best game of the season for Connecticut. Can she add to what's been a great game? The answer is yes. Double figures now, 11 points, and UConn's on top by 9.
And that's the answer for the zone that Connecticut has had here in the second half that they didn't in the first, was multiple players and their ability to hit from 3.
Czinano away from the basket, draws a crowd. Now Clark. Clark couldn't get it to drop, and Edwards rips away the rebound.
Another really good defensive possession for Connecticut, and Ducharme has good size, so when she switched off on the Clark, it made things challenging for Caitlin.
Connecticut using a little clock here as we go inside of 3. Shot clock now down to 8. Edwards will try it. Warnock's got the rebound. Both teams have gone on multiple runs. Can Iowa answer back with another run? It's Warnock who can't hit, but Czinano's got an offensive rebound and a second chance here for the Hawkeyes.
Yeah, she was looking for a teammate to cut through the lane.
Riola's done a great job on Clark, but Clark is left open for the deep 3.
Leah Edwards, that was supposed to be a switch, and she started to pull back after initially stepping out. You can't make that mistake because Caitlin Clark will make you pay.
Clark missed her first 8 3-point attempts. Edwards over the back of Martin, back out to Fudd, who answers with a 3.
Hey, Martin saying, how is that not an over the back?
Ball's on the floor and kicked by Edwards. Lisa Bluter looking for an explanation.
Caitlin Clark using the on-ball screen, and Nika Mule switches it. Aaliyah Edwards drops. She's supposed to come out and contest.
Warnock against Ducharme. Ducharme gets called for the foul.
How important, though, has Caroline Ducharme been in this game today?
Back to that easy Fudd 3 after the second chance, and Fudd now with 24 points. Again, she had 2 points.
And a great decision.
1 of 8 shooting in the first half.
Yeah, great decision on an offensive board, always to pass it out to your 3-point shooter.
Foul on Ducharme, her first. For Warnock, less than 2 minutes ago in the fourth. UConn on top of Iowa by 8. Ducharme stays hot.
What a great play. Caroline Ducharme has good size.
Clark steps into a deep 3. It's never over if Caitlin Clark has some time and some space, and space for her is out to half court, as we can see. 25 for Clark. And a traveling violation. Iowa basketball.
How far away from the hoop is this one? How about Caitlin Clark just inside the logo? It would have been a logo if the logo was simply bigger. Yeah, and her teammates feeling it.
Closing in a minute to go. Here's Edwards.
So that's what you're supposed to do.
And an offensive foul called on Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Edwards there defensively.
We saw the replay earlier of her stepping off after the switch. This time she switches out, and what makes Aaliyah Edwards special defensively is that she can stay between a guard and the basket. That time takes it and draws the foul. Elite defense for a post player out on the perimeter.
I mean, how about her line here today offensively? 20 points, 12 rebounds, and 6 assists, and then coming up with winning plays like that against one of the very best players in the country, Caitlin Clark. Iowa picks up pressure.
Yeah, they need to get a stop. They need to get this ball back.
Well, they'll settle back now as the clock moves inside of a minute to go here in the fourth quarter. Edwards. That's going to come up short, and here's Clark in transition. Look for her to try a transition three. Mule out on her defensively. Ducharme to help. Marshall looks for two and gets it.
Really good defense by Connecticut. They knew they wanted anybody besides Caitlin Clark taking the shot. Forced a two instead of a three, and then Caitlin Clark Hetty knows that she has to foul. They had one to give, so Connecticut still has to inbound the basketball.
Clark picks up her second personal foul.
Oh, another to give. Iowa's got another to
That's
give.
Three now on Iowa, Rebecca. So they've got.
Yeah, they got a foul quickly.
34.7 to go. UConn was up by 6 after 1. Iowa was up 6 after 2. UConn was up 4 after 3. It has been a great showdown here in Portland between third-ranked UConn and ninth-ranked Iowa. Talked about Caitlin Clark and A.Z. Fudd, two of the stars of all of college basketball, and they have not disappointed here today.
Caitlin Clark has seen a variety of defenders, many of them bigger than her after.
24 after scoring just 2 in the first half. Ducharme. $15 for Ducharme, 20 for Edwards, 24 for Fudd. Has to go quickly here for Iowa's Clark. To Warnock. Marshall for 3. No, and Ducharme's got a rebound. And she's fouled.
That was really well done, though, by Iowa. They got a shot up quickly. They wanted to save their last timeout to advance. Got a great look at the basket. Just Marshall couldn't get it to drop.
19.3 to go. 7-point game.
Lisa Bluter calling out a play her team knows, still trying to save that timeout.
Czinano. Clark off balance, deep 3, missed. Edwards has the rebound. That is her 13th rebound. Iowa will pull back. UConn will get it across half court, and the Huskies will survive. They thrive in the second half, and they knock off Iowa 86-79 to win the Phil Knight Legacy Championship.
These teams here today, we expected the offensive firepower. Both of these teams were really solid on the defensive end of the floor as well.
UConn, elite shooting. Gino Ariema loves Monica Czinano's game, old school kind of game. Worked hard. The starting 5 gave UConn a good shot.